It's real and it exists. And it can happen to anyone. Being a pastor's kid, I've heard of it. I've seen it. I've seen my father have meetings to help prevent it before it went haywire. But I never thought that it would hit home for me. As a pastor's kid, growing up in the church, loving the Lord, loving God's people, and having this community, and then seeing their true colors. And I didn't see it until my father died. And so the date came after a couple of weeks after my father had passed. So I came to the church to pick up the dance uniforms, and they said, this no longer belongs to you, it belongs to the church. And because your father is no longer here, are you still a member? If you're not a member, then you don't have access to the uniforms. I'm like, why would I not be a member? What I realize is people are going to be people, and whatever you feed is what's going to come out in those times of chaos. So if you feed your flesh, when it gets chaotic, we're going to see your flesh. If you're feeding your spirit, when it gets chaotic, we're going to see the Spirit of God. What are you feeding? I was living in the city, and I woke up that Sunday and I decided not to go to church. And it felt so weird. I went to the grocery store and I went to the mall. It just felt so out of place. Like, I'm a church girl. I've never been out of church, but I just didn't feel safe in the fold. But what I had to remember is Ephesians, where it says, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. It wasn't the people that I was running from. I had to realize I was running from God. God didn't hurt me. They hurt me. And I thought about how would that be looked upon at the end when I'm gone away from this earth and Christ says, so why did you stop going to church? Oh, because I was hurt. But you go to that job. You still hang out with your family members. You forgive. You still hang out with your friends and say, oh, if a friendship isn't tested. But the moment that the church hurt you, or persons in the church, or a situation in the church, you turned your back away from the church, but you also turned your back away from me. So there's a way of healing church hurt, and that's reconciliation, forgiveness, love, starting over. People are going to be people. People are flawed. Church hurt is real. But again, make sure that that church hurt doesn't turn you away from the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Hi, my name is Deborah Lane Spencer, and hashtag no more church hurt.